What's up, guys? This is Doctor, and welcome back to another episode of the FPL Fantasy. Of course, as usual, I'm joined by Joe. Joe, how are you?
It's been a long couple of maybe 5 or 6 hours. I had a microphone break, so that's why I sound even worse than normal. But I hit 100 points last game week, so I guess it all balances out. I'm feeling average right now. Yeah, I'm feeling average. So Doc, how about you, man? How you doing?
Well, good. I didn't have this century dream because I just didn't have the triple captain. I used it on Haaland last week. I still gained a nice green arrow. I'm happy about it, regardless. Nionto, I believe this is how you spell his name or you pronounce his name, and he did magic for me. Let's go through today's agenda, and as usual, we're going to cover two topics and then reveal our teams. The first topic we're going to cover is the transfers, what transfers, teams to target, players to target, and basically we're going to touch upon the double game weeks and the blank game weeks that are coming up and how you can plan. As we mentioned in the last episode, that is important to plan now because this is how you can kind of surpass the casuals who do not plan. And the next topic, as usual, we're going to touch upon captaincy. Is Haaland an automatic captaincy or not this game week? I'm sure Joe will be against it, but let's see what he thinks about it. And at the end, we're going to reveal our teams. Let's get into it, Joe.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready to argue.
All right. So I don't want to spoil your team for later when it comes to the transfers, but if you could do, let's say, top three transfers, what are players to bring in this game week?
Top three transfers this game week. I would go with maybe Mares, Inketia, which I feel like sounds weird because on the Twitterverse everybody has Inketia, but he's only owned by like 8 or 9% last time I checked. So with him having the double, missing all the blanks, and then has a double later, seems like a perfect choice. And I mean, you could kind of throw really any Arsenal asset in there. And Fender, let's go Kanji in Man City. I think he is probably one of the most nailed players right now in Pep's craziness. And I also think that he has been looking good enough that he's probably the most attacking asset on that defensive line. I mean, Ake got a return recently, but I don't know. The whole line is kind of crazy, but I feel like your points are pretty shored up in Akanji, which is somebody, if you've been watching weeks ago, I actually tried to do for the World Cup comeback, and I decided I was going to go Walker. It felt a little better. Everybody was talking about, yeah, he's more nailed. Yeah, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Walker's just kind of existing right now. So that's kind of where I'm going. What do you think, Doc?
Well, I'm going to preface my answer with the fact, again, we're going to cover the blanks and the double game weeks. I would be careful because in game week 25, we have Newcastle blanking, Man United, Brighton, and Brentford. So if you have, let's say, three Man United because of the current double game week, you have Mitoma or Marsh somewhere, Dunk, Trippier, Almiron, almost more than half of your team is blanking in 25. So if you're not planning to use your free hit, I would be very careful with my transfers. Now, you touched upon it and you said that Arsenal kind of have a double and then they avoid the blanks. I absolutely agree. If you do not have three Arsenal right now, I would get three Arsenal. Probably my favorite three would be Nketiah, Odegaard. He was subbed earlier than usual in the last game, so let's see what Arteta says about him in the press conference. If he's fine, then Odegaard is my second favorite option, and then third is Gabriel. It's a toss-up between Odegaard and Saka, but I prefer Odegaard for the price, which we're going to discuss in my team reveal because I'm looking at some sort of a transfer there. Man City have a double now, but they have a blank coming up in 28. So also you need to look at 28 game week 28 blanks because in game week 28 is Tottenham, Southampton, Man City, West Ham, Brighton, and Man United virtually almost definitely blanking. Not 100%, but is as close as it gets. Brentford, Leicester can be added to this list, and also Liverpool, Fulham can be added to this list. So if you're not planning to use a chip, a free hit chip in 25 and 28, I would be very, very careful with the transfers I do. Therefore, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Man City have a double. You need to triple up on them." I wouldn't really sweat it to try to triple up on Man City. I think two of Haaland and Mahrez or Haaland and KDB should do because the defense is a minefield and it's two games in a row, and then the Champions League is coming, so you don't know what's in Pep's head. So I have Cancelo stuck on my bench, and I don't think I'm bringing another City player. So I think it's KDB, Haaland is enough for me for now. So I would say if you do not have two Man City, then two Man City should do the job for you. So I would say three Arsenal, two Man City as a minimum to have kind of the structure. Everybody has Trippier. Andreas is playing Nottingham Forest at home, despite their clean sheet with the heroics of Keylor Navas last game week. Most people have Bruno, Rashford, and Shaw. So kind of that makes up your team. So looking at it, there's not many transfers that you can do if you have covered your ground and you've planned very well. Having said that, Man City also blank in game week 28, so I would be careful with that. Man United blank in 25, I would be careful with that and see who to transfer out or in. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, and I think there's an interesting line here with 25 and 28 because if you're in any sort of community with FPL, literally like let's say Twitter is 10% of the community, okay? Using Enketia as a basis. Twitter's 10% of the community, at least 10% of the community is looking to do either a -4 or a -8, it seems like. So if you just ride along on those free transfers, you're going to make up more than enough points. You don't have to dive into trying to fix your team for game week 25 this game week. I don't know if you know this, but there's this game week 24 and then the transfer you get before 25 starts that you can use to fix the team. You don't have to take a -20 right away. And I know it's crazy. Believe me, I love hits, but I love hits that make sense. That's why almost all my hits this year have actually paid off for me, besides March. But whatever, he's not really that good, anyways, and this proves it. But just be sensible about it. Don't take hits just to take hits. I understand we have a double game week. If you bring in a double game week player, counts as a -2 rather than a -4 theoretically. But also, a lot of people taking hits are doing like White to Gabrielle or KDB to Mahrez or something like that. The one thing that I'll say that is not a double game week player to a double game week player is Bruno to KDB, which is a dumb move anyways, in my opinion, because Man United, as bad as they looked for 3/4 of the Leeds game, still are pretty good. They're a pretty good team under 10A, right? So I don't know. I don't know, man. Just do whatever you want. Why are you listening to us? We're just a bunch of talking heads on a screen that do good stuff sometimes in this game. Play your game. Play your game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because there is a lot of 50-50s that's happening this game week. Because you mentioned now Bruno to KDB. I think it's a 50-50. I don't think it's straightforward because you're getting rid of a player who has a blank in 25 and you're getting player who has a double this game week and playing in 25. It's a 50-50 because Man United are playing very well, Bruno's playing very well, his stats are very good, but also you get a double from Man City and a guaranteed player that's playing versus Bournemouth in 25. So yeah, I wouldn't not really go for Bruno to KDB, but also at the same time, I wouldn't say no to it. And the same goes, a lot of people are asking this question. The same goes for Martinelli to any other player. I think for free, I would do it. Any other player, by that I mean Arsenal player. I think for free, I would do it to Saka or to Odegaard. For a hit, I'm seeing a lot of prominent accounts basically saying it's an almost a no-brainer to do it because it's going to pay itself off, especially with the doubles coming up. I'm not so sure about this because, again, you can go on hindsight at the end and see who plays and who doesn't, but I don't think Martinelli absolutely going to miss everything now. I think he will play 90 minutes this game week. 90 minutes, are they worth a -4 to bring in Odegaard and Saka? Probably, but not definitely. So probably this is my transfer this game week, but I'm doing it for free. So it's a 50-50. We have a lot of 50-50s this game week.
Yeah, I'll throw one more name in there. I know you asked for a top three. I'm gonna give you a top four. If I didn't already make a goalkeeper transfer, I would be holding on and watching right now because Lloris is out for Tottenham for 6 to 8 weeks, and let's be honest, the man he's got some miles on him, so it's probably closer to 8 weeks. So hashtag bring back Ben Foster, bring him back to the league, baby. I miss you, Ben. Come back, please.
Yeah, we all do. It will be nice to have Ben Foster like a 4.0 for us Spurs defense, but I don't think official FPL will be very kind to give us a 4.0 Spurs defender. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the captaincy. Are you considering captaining anybody else beside Haaland, Joe?
No, no. I think I'll probably just sit on Holland unless I don't know some news comes out that steers me towards maybe Mahrez or somebody like that. Maybe an Arsenal player, but I don't. The thing is, currently, I don't feel super high on Arsenal getting huge returns. I think in 25, when they have their double, I think you're more likely to captain a Arsenal player in that game week than this one. Man City just they have a higher floor, really, is what it is. Now, with that being said, I don't know if I would triple captain this week if you still have it and you were thinking about it. I think it's actually better to maybe find that Arsenal player, maybe Saka, somebody like that you want to triple captain in Arsenal's double, because we've kind of seen it. The better fixtures have worked out with this triple captaincy right now. So Arsenal are going to have better fixtures than themselves or Man City have coming up in their next double. Think about that. Yeah, that's where I'm living.
I absolutely agree with every single point you just mentioned. I would captain Haaland unless like I feel risky and creative than the Arsenal player, probably Saka because he has penalties. I wouldn't captain Martinelli. Maybe Nketiah because his position is relatively safe, although we know that Trossard all of a sudden can play as a number 9, but Nketiah is playing very well. I don't see a reason to drop him. They might, if he might not perform versus Brentford, yes, Arteta might drop him versus Man City, but I still don't see it happening. Maybe a tactical tweak to have kind of this 5 midfield with a false 9 with Trossard. So it's a risky move, but yeah, like I don't see any alternative for Haaland this game week. Absolutely agree. Shall we move on to our teams?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with your team, Joe. Have you done a transfer yet?
No, I haven't done a transfer yet. I know in our little chat
It's the first.
yeah. I know in our chat we were kind of talking. The issue is that I'm having is I don't really want to make a transfer, but I have a free in the bank. Tony plays Arsenal, and Katia is kind of the default go-to. I'm not going to bring in any other forward at that spot. Marsh versus Crystal Palace. Maybe if it was Mitoma, I would play him over Tony, but I'm probably not going to use that transfer just because of the blank coming up. So probably Tony to Nketiah, like literally everybody else in the Twitter sphere. And I got 3 Man City already. One of them's Walker. I'm ready for 3 points. Seems like a good time. So, yeah, like I kind of mentioned, got over 100 points this last week, 106, but I took a -4 to bring in Kepa, which that was the move that kind of propelled me over the top. So, yeah, it's a fun train. We're just playing short, simple, and boring, I guess. Aside from Saliba, I'm holding Fernandez. I have differential. I have Kane. I didn't sell Kane last week, so yeah. Bet y'all wish you didn't sell him now, huh? That's where my team's at. What do you think, Doc?
Just curious, who are you benching from the defenders? So it's Walker, Saliba, and who is the third defender?
Trippier is playing for me. My bench is just Marsh, Shaw, Patterson.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a tough bench to bench Luke Shaw with the form he is in, and almost a guaranteed starter versus Leeds, who played well in the last game. But yeah, at home, let's see how it goes. But yeah, I agree. It's an automatic Tony to Nketiah for me. Wish you all the luck.
Yeah, like I said, it's a sleeper. But if it gets points, I guess it's fine right now. There's nothing exciting happening.
Well, let's move on to my team because there is a bit more excitement with my team for a change on this channel. It's usually the exciting person is Joe and I'm the sensible person. But yeah, I have a free transfer and I don't know and I'm not sure where I'm gonna use it.
Cancelo.
I'm
I mean,
leaning towards
sorry, go on.
I'm leaning to I'm leaning towards either rolling, funnily, and I have Cancelo on the bench, and then just reassess. The other option is Cancelo to a City defender, just to get this double, get the player on game week 25. But again, it's a minefield. If I bring Ake, Pep Guardiola decides to bench him in game week 25, then I'm down a player. If I bring Kanji, Diaz plays. If I bring Ake, you can see Laporte playing there. It's a minefield when it comes to the defense. So I'm not really sure. I consider bringing Tarkowski from now and just have this transfer get it done with because it's eventually going to happen to a certain extent because they are playing 25. They are doubling in 25. So it's a good chance also to move the money. So I'm leaning mostly I'm leaning towards Martinelli to Odegaard. And the reason I'm leaning Martinelli to Odegaard over Saka, despite that Saka has penalties, is because Odegaard allows me it's basically 2 million difference and it allows me to move to Liverpool players, funnily saying, in game week 25 easier than if I go to Saka. So I planned my team up to game week 28 with the current information we have. And there's a chance I might end up with Trent Alexander Arnold and Salah in my team. And if I go for Saka this game week instead of Odegaard, that means I cannot afford them directly. I can do a couple of an extra transfer, but it's an extra hit. So Odegaard and Saka have similar XGI. I might as well go for the cheaper one, set myself up for the blanks and the doubles. So it's probably going to be Martinelli to Odegaard. I'm leaning towards that, but also this FOMO is kind of killing me. Like, oh, Man City have a double and you don't even have triple Man City and you can do it for free. And keep Martinelli for the 90 minutes that I expect him to play. So I'm not really sure. I'll decide. I'll see how I feel tomorrow, even Saturday morning, and I will decide what to do. But those are the options that I have. What do you think about that, Joe?
Doc, Doc, my man. We need to have an intervention. I think I'm going to get Reeve on the show. Actually, funny enough, here's FPL Penguin. No, I'm just kidding. He's not here. But we need to get all of our guests back on the show. We need to have an intervention. Don't attack stupid doubles. All right, don't no. What you talking about? Liverpool? Have you seen Liverpool this year? And you're gonna bring in Salah and Trent. Do you?
I knew, I knew you were gonna say that, but this is FPL. Yeah, next game week they are the best thing in the world. So this is how it works. But I'm leaving let's say the options open at least for one of them in game week 25.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, it was an awesome time being here. I quit. I'm done. I'm out. See ya. No. The one thing that I'll say, okay, one thing that I'll say, and it could be a little risky. Not risky. Not risky. I'm talking about switching your bench around if you're gonna have your bench ordered somewhat like this. Probably Cancelo at the end, I would assume, since he's not injured. He's gone. He's deleted. The man Nanto, right? What if you had him at first on your bench? Because
He's
if
actually first on my bench now. When I
now
sent you
he
the
is
picture, which was
okay.
last night, which was last night, he was I didn't care about the bench to be honest, but
Yeah,
yeah, now I did kind of a bust team, and yeah, Nyonto's first bench, Bueno is second, and Cancelo's third.
yeah. So that was the only thing that I was like, if you move him to the front, You'd probably be better because I think one of the things. Now, obviously, I'm biased. Everybody's gonna come after me. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I think one of the things that we saw in that Leeds game is up until Adams and McKennie got their yellow cards, they were absolutely dominating the center of the field. And yes, they were pretty aggressive, hence the reason for yellow cards. But I think it freed up a lot of space between the defense and the forwards. That was the only thing that I wanted to mention because I think it looks good. I mean, he looks good also, but it definitely helped them there. But it sucks because maybe you could bring him in for Andreas, but that would be me, and I'm a danger boy. And I think you look at that Nottingham Forest fixture and you go, there's more potential points there.
I thought about it for a second, let's say, and after watching the match yesterday as well and watching Leeds closely this game week because I had Neonto closer, and he plays this role of a wide, kind of make a width. His his stats are very good, but he plays more wide to allow kind of the left back or the center midfielders to go inside and support Bamford or whoever is playing as a striker. So he's more of a Salah role, Saka role rather than a striker, which is a striker in the game. So I'm not very happy with his positioning, although he's almost involved every game, at least with one nice chance. And he almost got a hold this game week. Like, I can't believe his return came in the United game rather than the first game. But yeah, I see your point, but I think Nottingham Forest at home is much easier fixture than Man United at home. So I'm just playing the fixtures basically.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fair. Like I said, just wanted to roast you on the Liverpool stuff and talk to you about your Leeds player there.
Yeah, absolutely. And this brings me to the point why I prefer Odegaard over Saka. And I know it's a debate in the community. And yeah, like when you watch Arsenal play, also Saka, he has the penalties, he has the stats, he's good, he will score definitely, but he also provides the width in the team. So he's more of a winger rather than a second striker like before. So Ben White comes bombing forward and he produces kind of the central position. So yeah, it's a 50-50 Martinelli and Odegaard, similar goes for Nyonto.
Yeah. All right. All right. Play your game.
That's the motto now.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know what transfers are you making down in the comments. And if you did enjoy the episode, drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you still haven't. Those episodes keep coming regardless of the subscribers numbers, regardless of the likes. As you can see, we're enjoying this. Once a week, Joe and I just meet and we'd like to have a chat and help other people in the community. So let us know. Joe, would you like to say goodbye to our audience?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I hope my audio wasn't too crazy today, wasn't too bad today. But you know what? If all the hundreds of people that have watched our videos just subscribed, we'd be monetized and I'd have a new mic already. So we're going to work on that next week. You work on subscribing, liking, and watching to get us across that line for a new microphone, I guess. I also want to say thanks for joining me with J Nix After Dark. Love it. Glad to invite you into my home. And yeah, just make sensible transfers. That's all. That's the best advice I can give you. I know a lot of them seem 50-50, but they really aren't. Just go with what feels right. Most of all, let's get these points, baby.
And let's do this, and we'll see everybody on the next episode. Peace.